Yo, what's up? This is Tim Man at TimManBeats.com coming to you live today to kind of give you guys a little break from a norm and give you guys a hardware recommendation from my accord. Right now, the hardware that we're going to discuss is going to be Macs or PCs. Which one do you prefer? Which one do you use? Yo, let me know. I'm trying to figure out. If you don't know, I got a write-up in very detailed form. You can kind of go and look at some advantages and disadvantages about Macs, PCs. That way you can kind of make an educated decision. And I'm kind of going to give you guys my standpoint on Macs versus PC for the guy that is a recording professional or the person that is a production professional that wants to make music. Just my standpoint on it, and that way I kind of give you guys a better educated decision when you go into these stores and get bombarded by these salesmen. Let's go on and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and jump it off by kind of letting you guys know that yes, I used to work for a tech company. You know what? I just let you guys know I used to work for Geek Squad, and we used to fix computers. I used to fix Macs, and I used to fix PCs. So they used to always send people to me when it comes to audio so I can give them a recommendation about what they should buy and what to look for. But to be honest, the best thing to always do is just ask I ask the client the questions so they can figure out what they really want. So I think if you're looking now, ask yourself this question or these set of questions. Am I looking for something aesthetic wise? If so, there's some in both departments. If you're looking for something that is reliable, that's going to work, and you're not going to have to do too many workarounds, and when you turn it on, it's not going to have issues. If you install something, it's just going to work the next day, the day in and day out, every single day. You may get a hiccup here and there, but normally it's going to work. Then I think the Mac would probably be the better decision for you. With some quotation marks around this, if your budget has no limits. Most of us coming up in audio, our budget has limits, and I would definitely say if it does have an strict limit, you definitely can get more bang for your buck out of the PC arena than you could out of the Mac arena, because the Mac arena, they charge an exorbitant rate on these products, and really you're just paying for the name. I opened up both. Inside of the Mac are the same parts made in the same warehouse as the PC parts. So always know that you're really just paying for that brand. Yes, the software is very reliable to a degree, more than the Windows, but just always know you still paying for that brand. You're not really paying for the software. Now, on a new note, let's think about it in this way. If you are looking for a Mac, do all your programs work on the Mac? What programs do you want to use? What kind of production or DAW do you want to install on it to work? Because if you want to use FL Studios, that's not really going to work for the Mac. It can. I know a lot of people like, yeah, I got a Mac and it's working just fine. Yes, but it doesn't work better than it works on a PC, because it's still in beta and it's barely coming out of beta, because the drivers for the Mac for some odd reason they just have a weird incompatibility thing going on. I don't know what's going on with it completely, but you can get into forums and look at that. But I use FL Studios, and I will literally not use a Mac simply because it's like my primary platform. But for those who don't use it, you want to use GarageBand, hey, it may be a better decision. I don't know. But you gotta ask yourself those questions first, and before you make your decision. With the PC, pretty much almost majority of all programs work and all VSTs work. So you don't really have to really worry about, you know, trying to figure out like, oh, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, and this may work, but this may, no, it will install on the PC and work. The issue therein lies after the fact is, can you get all the features to work in every single piece of, you know, software that you use? I give an example, Pro Tools. Pro Tools, every time I open it up on my PC, oh yeah, I get errors left and right. It works. I just get errors. I just click out the errors and keep going. So it's just like little small workarounds that you just have to get accustomed to on PCs and on Mac. Sometimes, you know, just, it seems like stuff just works. Like, I don't know what they're kind of doing with their OS in the background, but things tend to work very well. Not to say things don't work on PC. It's just sometimes there's incompatibility issues. But not to get super technical, I did do a whole write-up, so you can read more in detail about it, about what's right for you. But I would generally say, in summary, if you are budget conscious and you want the bang for your buck and you don't really mind having to do workarounds here and there, PC is the way to go. If you don't, your budget has no limits, and you can, and your next trip was probably to NASA, so they can put you on the moon or something like that. If it has no limits, well, why not go with a Mac? Because you can create an environment that's totally going to be, you know, safe and, well, I don't want to say safe, but, you know, be reliable, and you not have so many issues that you kind of have to always bump your head up against and make these weird and strange workarounds. Without further ado, though, I'm not just going to leave you guys right here. I'm going to give you guys some recommendations and kind of steer you in a route that you should go if you're looking for a computer for pro audio purposes. Not none of these old consumer grade, you know, boo-boo computers that you use for Excel spreadsheets that they're trying to recommend. You know, some actual, you know, computers that can push the power that you need to run these VSTs and stuff like that. So first one that I got down for you guys to look at is this Mac. And if you wonder, like, yo, this Mac is like a year back, or it's not the newest. Yes, it's not the newest model, because I want to save you guys some money. Why spend the money on the newest model when you can just buy a model under that that's just as good with just a tiny bit of upgrade to the processor? So that's why I did that. Of course, you can't go with a newer model. I'm not going to stop you, but I want to give you guys the option to save some money. So a reason why I chose this model right here, this Mac here, is mainly because it's 16 gigabytes. It has a dedicated graphics card, and it has a flash memory, flash storage, which means that it's extremely fast. So if you got to do things, it's going to be snappy, speedy, and not going to be waiting around, because you know, you're literally getting what you pay for when it comes to this unit, with an asterisk on there. Remember, you're really paying for the brand when it comes to this. But if your money has no bounds, I would definitely choose this Mac over other models, just because you're getting a good bang for your buck. And 16 gigabytes of RAM is kind of what you want to go for when it comes to pro audio. The reason why, not to get into a long drawn out thing, is because a lot of these VSTs sit in RAM, and you need more and more RAM for you to have more and more VSTs open. So that's just kind of how it works. RAM doesn't make your unit technically run faster. It's not really like that. It's just, it allows you to have more things open at a time running and not really having hiccups. But sometimes it really depends on the RAM and the processor, because the processor will let you know how fast something will run if it's open. But I don't want to get super technical. Anyway, Apple, this is a good Apple laptop you can choose, and you can tear down also if you want to save a little bit extra change to 128 and just get a SSD. I'm sorry, SSD. I say that a hard drive, external hard drive, and put all your information on there and never fill up the main hard drive. Let's get down to the PCs. So the PCs that I would recommend, and I actually own this one, so I can speak from actual user experience that this is a super great unit. It does have a discrete graphics card, 2 gigabytes of RAM on that graphics card, VRAM, and it's 16 gigabytes also. So you already starting off very, very well. And let's just say this. Let's say you're making beats and all this stuff, and then you want to kind of expand. You like, hey, I want to edit a video today. Hey, this thing can do it. You like, hey, I want to play a game. All of a sudden, oh, this thing can do it. Like, it does all of those things with no problem. I do have a custom built unit, and for a while I almost thought this unit was better than that unit, but nah, it's not. But at a micro level, it actually is, because I can take it anywhere, and you know, I could just get going and start making music right then and there. So yeah, the ASUS, I like ASUS brand period, because they care about the customer. So I like it. There's another ASUS, little different model. This is 551, but I would still upgrade the RAM. But if you want to save some money, then hey, this will save you some money. It's better than the Mac. The Mac is like already like 1,500, the base model. So you know, this saves you tons of cash. So you can put that cash towards, I don't know, buying Omnisphere, because that thing costs an arm and a leg. Anyway, Lenovo Y50 is it's another brand. If you're looking at these ASUS and you're like, hey, man, them things is ugly, bro. Okay, I got you. This one is a little bit more sleek. It's way thinner. Well, not way. It's just thinner. It's the Lenovo Y50. There are some things about the Lenovo Y50 that I don't like, but I do know that it's still good for the value, because it's still, if you upgrade this 16 gigabytes of RAM, it can do exactly what you need it to do. And believe it or not, I will tell you guys this, I am currently right now, because this has the same specs as this one right here, I'm currently recording this on this, so this just lets you know the flexibility of these laptops. Not only do I make beats, I record these little vlogs on these little laptops. That way you guys kind of get the gist that, hey man, all this stuff is, you know, it has enough power to do what you need it to do. And last but not least is the desktop. The reason why I threw in the desktop and didn't throw in the desktop for the Macs, because if you don't know, look up desktops and Macs and your eyes will literally melt when you look at the price, because you're like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. Why is this $3,000, $4,000, $5,000? Because the price doesn't make sense to me, so I'm not even going to mention it. I don't think it's worth it. But the ASUS gaming desktop, and a lot of these laptops, you may see the title of gaming. You know, yes, you can't use it for gaming, but they actually work pretty darn well for music production. Just going to be honest. But this one right here is, the reason why I chose this desktop is expandable. You can always add in more things as time goes on, so you don't really have to buy a whole new laptop for $800. You can literally buy this for, I don't know, a G. You could probably find it cheaper for a G, or $1,200. And then when it's time to upgrade, you just be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to upgrade my motherboard in this. It's only probably about $400, if that, $450. And that's way better to upgrade to something than having to spend a whole nother $850 on the laptop. So if you like one of those people, you're not going to go anywhere, you like producing in one set spot, this may be the best thing for you right here, because you can continue to upgrade as you keep going. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. I didn't want to keep you guys too long. Just want to give you guys a recommendation and make you full around it. That way, once you go into some of these stores, because I used to work for them, before you get bombarded by all that information, you kind of have an idea about, oh, okay, I kind of know what I want, But anyway, all these links will be in the description. You kind of go over them and be like, oh, okay, I see what you're talking about and whatever. Or you can buy them, it's whatever you would like to do. Also, if you guys have any recommendations, leave them in the comments below. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. I can answer them. If they like tech questions, I would try to answer them, but a lot of times, I would just have to say, hey man, you may have to Google that problem. But anyway, this 10 Minute Beats, I'm about.